Hello, my name is Dr. Mike Shalhoub. I am the general formulator of CEV products. Been involved in the field of nutrition for almost 30 years. Had a wealth of experience in a practice that was a very, very busy one of the largest in the nation for a great many years. So I'm speaking from practical experience when I talk to you about this next concept. It's probably the most important concept, the most important philosophy of our company CEV. And that concept is called nature uninterrupted. Essentially, nature doesn't need any help, just no interference. The plan was perfect. See, the industry is going in the opposite direction. Right now, we're looking at the silver bullet to cure this disease and the silver bullet to cure that disease. And it's the same philosophy, and it doesn't matter if you're using a pharmaceutical or a nutraceutical. You're looking for a cure as opposed to recognizing the fact that there is one cause for all diseases. And that cause is an interruption in the perfect blueprint. Again, nature needs no help, just no interference. Take a look at nature. Everywhere you look, a leaf falls off of a plant or falls off of a tree. It goes into the soil, it's absorbed by the soil, and becomes part of the tree again. Nature recycles everything. As human beings, we have a cell from mom and a cell from dad that come together and they form a single cell. And that single cell goes from one cell to 500 trillion cells, each one with the ability to communicate with every other one. It makes AT&T look like child's play. That's your body. In a general sense, to understand the concept, you don't need to teach a baby to grow. The innate wisdom inside that little baby is handling that job perfectly as long as there's no interference. Doesn't matter if you believe in the Garden of Eden or if you believe in evolution, life is miraculous. Based on that miraculous nature of life, what we seek to do in CEV is to remove the interference to that expression. See, despite our intentions, when we interrupt that process of natural health, we wind up with disease. We spend $2.5 trillion every year in this nation fighting disease. And every year we get sicker and sicker. We might survive a little bit longer, but the average American spends many more years sick than they ever did, especially when I was a child. As I look back at my childhood growing up, I didn't hear of a single child that I knew personally that was suffering from cancer, let alone heart disease that we're beginning to see in teens and in preteens. So obviously we're doing something wrong. Knowledge is not power. Truth is power. See, life is the physical expression of truth. If you allow it to express 100%, then you have 100% health. Which brings us to our product, the CEV 7-Day Liver Detox. Again, in CEV, you're never going to hear us claim that we cure anything. The only thing that we do is remove interference to the normal and natural expression of life. Why is a liver detox so important? Because if you detox your colon or anything else without starting with the liver, that's like trying to run your dryer with never changing that filter, or changing the oil in your car and never changing the filter. You must start with the liver. It's what accumulates toxins. Why? Because it's the liver's job to break down toxins, but guess what? It was never designed to break down the toxins that we consume nowadays. It does a great job of breaking down the toxins that are a normal byproduct of human metabolism. But we're exposed to hundreds of inorganic toxins every day now. It's a fact of life. So as the liver becomes toxic, not only can it not break down the metabolites, it becomes congested. And that affects human health many, many different ways. It can lead to diabetes as liver toxicity accumulates. One of the jobs of the liver is to break down the sugar you eat and turn that sugar into a functional form of energy. And if it can't do that, if it can't outperform something known as glycolysis, sugar levels stay elevated in your bloodstream. Those elevated sugar levels change the acid-base balance. They make you acidic. They effectively make hormones in your bloodstream much less effective. So now the estrogens that are in your body are less effective because the bloodstream's acidic, because there's too much sugar circulating, and on and on and on. So your body produces more estrogen to compensate for the ineffective nature of the estrogen that's already produced, but because the liver's toxic, it can't break it down. So now we have excess sugar in the bloodstream. It's become more acidic. We have excess estrogens circulating. They directly influence thyroid function. So your thyroid begins to slow down. And most of us have had that experience where we walk by a baked potato and put on 2 pounds. Or when we were kids, we could eat them all day long and we were fine. Your metabolism slows down not because you're aging, but because you're accumulating toxins. And that's probably the most important concept. How can liver toxicity affect heart disease? Same mechanism. When the sugars circulate too long in the bloodstream, they form crystalline deposits. The crystalline deposits begin to scratch the inner lining of the blood vessel. That inner lining is like Teflon. Nothing can stick to it when it's healthy. But when you scratch it with crystallized sugars in the bloodstream, now it becomes very sticky. Now everything sticks to it. So can you see the significance of liver function and how a liver needs to be healthy for you to be healthy? That keeps your energy level high. It keeps your metabolism functioning. It allows for you, once you detox it, to lose weight the way your body was designed and intended to. We've had people have miraculous experience, and you're going to see testimonials on our website of people that were diabetic, type 2 diabetes, did our detox, they're no longer diabetic. We didn't cure the diabetes. We don't make any of those cures whatsoever, or any of those claims, I should say. All we do is allow the liver to get rid of the toxins so it can do its job. But as you listen to our testimonials, remember that concept. Yes, we want the people to tell their story and share their experience. We want you to have the same experience they did, which is a wonderful one. See, obesity is partly due to the things we eat, but it's much more to do with our metabolism slowing because of that slow accumulation of toxins, and it's a vicious cycle. The more toxic your liver gets, the easier it is to put on weight, the more fat you're storing. Now guess where toxins are stored in human beings? In fat cells. So the fatter you get, the more toxins you store. The more toxins you store, the fatter you get. That's why it feels like a merry-go-round that you can't get off. Once you do our detox, you notice a change in 24 to 48 hours, or at least most people do. Doesn't automatically mean you become slim, lean, and mean overnight, but guess what? By the 3rd day, you feel like a different person, and it's not your imagination. So what I want to encourage you to do today is, if this made sense, give this a try. Find out for yourself. There's all the opinions in the world don't mean anything if you don't have the experience that means something to you. So remember, step 1 is we get rid of the toxins. We want nature to function uninterrupted. Step 2, biomultiplicity. After you've gotten rid of the toxins and the body's beginning to function the way it was designed, start giving it all the nutrients it needs. Give it in the ratios and in the quantities that maximize the uptake and absorption of it. And then let's find out what your body's left with at the end of the day. And if you still need to do something besides that, that's fine. But if we run to the surgeon's table and run to the medicine cabinet first, we'll never know what could have happened if we simply removed the interference in the first place. Again, I thank you for your time. We appreciate your comments. Send them your comments, good, bad, or indifferent. We want to hear from you. We want you to participate with us. This is a team effort. $2.7 trillion a year wasted on a system that doesn't work. If we were to save half of that, $1.3 trillion saved, we'd have no more world hunger. We'd have no more homeless. It's a big, big issue. I believe that we can make a difference with CEV. We can help the country regain its strength and its health. But our country can never be strong and healthy until the individuals become strong and healthy first. Again, thank you for the time.